So yesterday we have started the file handling concept, right, guys? So we have seen basic operations on the text file, right? So we have seen what all we have seen. We have seen the opening of file, few properties, writing, different modes of writing, and reading. Okay, in writing, as I said, we have three modes: oh, sorry, W, A, and X, right? Right, append, and this is what does X do? If already there is a file existing, it will not touch that, it will not open. Sorry, it will not open, or it will not try to override any data. It will give you direct error. Okay. And the most important thing is always you should go by the with statement. Okay, so that it will get automatically closed. And we have seen seek and tell. Tell will tell you the exact position, current position of the cursor, and seek will change the cursor position as per your requirement. Okay, so fine. Now let's see. Now we have this module called as OS. Okay, so we need to import OS, and with OS we can do few things. So initially, if at all, you just need to check if a file is present in this path or not. Okay, so you can say os.isFile test1.txt. That means it is saying there is some file with the name test1. Okay, yeah, you have test1.txt. Okay, but if you have test100, there is no test100. Okay, just to know if at all there is a file in your current location or not, you can use this small command called as isFile. Okay, and now let's say how you can copy a image into new file. Okay, so for example, you have this, yeah, you have this loops. Okay, this is an image. Now the way how you can do is this, but before that let me tell you one more thing. Okay, so till now we have seen R for read, W for write. Okay, now the same commands, if you add B, okay, if you add B, this will work for the binary data. Okay, this will work for the binary data. These are for the normal text data. Text data. Uh, do you agree? Just give me a second. Yeah. So there will be two types of data, guys. Okay, one is normal text data, and second thing is a binary data. So what does it mean? So now if I write a, if at all you, I have some text file. Okay, so yeah, so I have this text file. Okay, and you can read this data because it is written in the human readable format. Okay, but ultimately all this will be converted into what? All this will be converted into 0 and 1 finally, because system understands only 0 and 1. But here you can also, but here you can also understand this. This is one type. But if at all you have an image, okay, if at all you have an image, just now I was showing, yeah. What was the image? Shall I take? Okay, let's say this is an image. Okay, now you can understand this image, but for system it will be written in completely binary format. That means this image will be in the all 0 and 1s. Okay, now to handle binary data, even the sound also, okay, except the text format, even if it is a image format or audio format or video format, everything will be in the binary. Okay, inside the uh, RAM or hard disk, wherever. Now to handle binary data, okay, to handle binary data, we will be using these extensions RB, that means read binary, and WB for write binary. Okay, for the binary data. Fine. So, for example, let's say I am reading what I'm reading. Which image shall I take? Let me take this Python exceptions image. Okay. Now I'm reading this, right? So it has read the data. Okay, it has read the data, but you cannot see it. Okay, you cannot see it. You cannot read the binary data. Okay, it is in F1. Okay. Now you can open some, create new image called as some exceptions copy. I'm creating in write mode. Okay, write binary. So here I'm reading the binary. So it has read the complete data in completely in the 0 and 1s format. It has read and saved in F1. Okay. Now I'm trying to write that into extensions copy.png. Okay. There is no extensions. If I search for copy, so there is no file. Okay. But now if I do this F2, okay, I'm opening this. So now I have opened this and I also opened this F1, F2. Now what I'm doing, F1.read. I'm reading completely. If read will do what? Read, yesterday we have seen, right? Read will read complete data. That everything I'm reading into bytes. Okay, I'm reading into bytes. And I'm writing that into F2. F2 is a new file I have created. Okay, in the write mode. And F1, whatever I have read the F1, the binary data, complete data that I'm reading, F1.read, that I'm reading into this bytes variable. Now I'm writing this into the newly created file F2. Okay. See, now it has written. Now if I go and if I search for some copy, okay, let me refresh this. See, something is created, exceptions copy. See, new file has created, a copy has created for the, if I show you over here. Yeah. So as you can see, exception, Python exceptions is actual file. So on this, I have just read it and I've created a new file. Okay. So this is how you can operate on the binary data. Okay, just read the binary data and write it. But the extensions are RB and WB. You should use these extensions for the binary data. Okay, guys, is this clear?
So Santosh, only for images and all, we'll use binary kind of RB
Yes.
and data. Only for
Yes.
images.
Correct. So for the
You want
text,
to
except for
convert
the
them.
image, for all text, you should use R and only W. If it is any
Okay.
binary data, not necessarily image, because image, not only image is binary. I think even audio will also be stored in binary. And if we will be seeing now, pickle, when you write something in the, when you do pickle something, okay, when you store, it will store in the binary format only. Okay, so not necessarily image, but anything which the computer stores in the binary format, which is not human readable format, that you can put it in the RB.
Other than text.
Yeah, mostly other than text.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So now, yeah, so that is one thing about the RB and WB. And secondly, we'll see with CSV. So how you can handle CSV in Python. Okay, so we'll see a few examples over here, but actually we will not use this way over here, because we don't use Python to handle CSV. Okay, we completely do it in pandas. Okay, so we completely do in pandas because we did not go till pandas, right? So we will just see in case with plain Python, with simple Python, if you want to handle CSV, how you can do that. Okay, so initially you need to import CSV. Okay, and then let's say you are having a file bankjourn churn.csv. Okay, so you are having, yeah, you are having this, yeah, bank churn.csv. Yeah, oh, this is a big file. Let me take a small file. Okay, let's say you are having a file called diabetes, and these are its different rows. Okay, now if you, the way how you can read this is same. So see, in CSV, the when you import CSV, CSV will give you two things: reader and writer. Okay, it will give reader and writer. Sorry. Okay, so using that you can read and also you can write. If you see here, so we are opening just way this how we are opening a file, normal text file, the way how we used to do that, you can do the same thing. So with open diabetes.csv in the reading format, like a readable format as file, we are opening it. Okay, now this file is in diabetes is in this file, the file keyword. Okay, file variable. Now you can do that. Now how you can read this is CSV provides a reader. Okay, CSV dot reader file. Okay, now then it will read this. Okay, here you are opening, here you are reading. Okay, and that will be read into complete list. Okay, this will be read into in the form of list, and you can iterate through this list using for row in reader row, and it will print all the rows. Okay, so for example, if I just execute this, see, so pregnancy, glucose, blood pressure, that's the header. See, that's the header you can have, you can see. And the first line is 614872 something, 614872, right? So you can read each and every line by line. So how you are getting, so csv.reader is the main thing. So using this inbuilt module function only, it will read the file. Okay, first you are opening here and then you are reading here, and once it is read, right, it will give the complete uh, data in the form of a list. The reader will be a list. So then to find out each row, you can iterate through the reader and you can print the each row. Okay, so this is simple reader how you can do. But with that, so there are like a lot of extensions that can occur over here, that you can read only single line, multiple lines. Okay, but as I said, like we will be not using the plain Python that much. Okay, but still, uh, like if you are interested in that, I will be sharing the notes for this. Okay, but understanding simple reader and simple writer will be enough, good enough. Okay, next we have something called as yeah, how you can write the CSV file. Okay, import CSV, fine. And let's say I'm writing some file. Okay, let me say it as some movie sheet. Okay, some new file I'm creating in the W mode, that means write mode I'm creating. Okay, and then as we had reader in the above, now we have writer, CSV.writer of file. Okay, and then we are doing what? Okay, you can using this writer, you can write different rows, writer dot write row, writer dot write row. Okay, and each row you need to give it as a list. Fine. So this will create this movie sheet dot csv, and using the writer function. Okay, using the writer function, you can write. This writer is different, guys. So this writer is the variable which I create. The actual thing, first of all, to allow you to write is the function which is an extension of csv, csv.writer. Okay, you should first pass your file to csv.writer, then only it will give you access to write. So after that, you can use the whatever variable you are using here and to write each row, write dot row, write dot row. Okay, so if I execute this, so movie.csv, there should be some csv created by this name. Yeah, as you can see, it has created just now 6:55 a.m. Now if I open this, yeah, as you can see, Lord of Rings, Harry Potter, movie protagonist. Fine. So with the, yeah, so this is a header. This is one, two, three, two rows got created. Fine. So this is how you can just read and write CSV files, guys. That should be enough. Are we good with CSV, guys? Mm.
Sir.
Okay. So next thing is we will see how you can handle some directories. Okay. So let's quickly see that. So they're like small tricks. Okay. So initially, as I said, os.get cwd will give you the current directory. Okay. After that, I have actually created some things. Okay. Let's say, yeah. So let me delete this. Okay. I've deleted it. So now you have there are like a few things which you can do. Initially, one thing is if you can create a directory. Okay, that means a folder. Directory is nothing but a folder, guys. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, you can just create a folder. Okay, and you can just create folders instead of one folder, and then you can delete a folder. Okay, and you can do different sort of things. Okay, so that let's try to do now. Okay. Fine. So we have okay. So when I say mkdir, that means make directory. It will create a directory called as meet. Okay. So now if I go over here, it has created, right? See, for example, I will show you again. I am deleting this. Okay, now it's deleted. Now if I go here, so in that location, wherever you're working, so if you just want to instantly create a directory, you can just say os.mkdir, make directory. Okay, it will create. Okay, now if you go over here, you can say meet. Okay, it's an empty directory. Fine. So, but if you want to create subdirectories, okay, you can use os.makeDIRs. Okay, os.makeDIRs. Okay, or what you can do here is if you want to create multiple directories over here, so what you can do here is, for example, let's say inside meet. Okay, I want to create AI1, AI0, AI2, like that. Okay, so what you can do, you can loop through os.mkdir. Okay, you can loop through os.mkdir, and inside this, what I want to do, I want to create a meet AI0. Okay, see, first of all, I will tell you, I will show you one thing, then you can understand the other things. Okay, I have created meet. Fine. Inside this meet, I want to create one more file, one more folder. What I can do, just I can say os.mkdir, and I can say slash AI0. Okay, so it has created inside this. See, inside meet, I have created a new folder. Okay, but like that, I want to create like multiple folders inside this. Okay, just loop it and say from 1 to 5. Okay, 1 to 5. I want to create multiple folders inside this meet AI, and you can just add that folder string as some integer as string. Okay, and if I run this, as you can see, multiple folders got created. Fine. So that is one way how you can just create single folder, create multiple folders. Fine. And if you want to create subfolders at a time, okay, you can just say AI0. Okay, inside AI0, I want to create hello. Okay, so it will go and create inside this AI0, it will create hello. Okay, because because if you observe, you have hello bolo, right? So using this make dir, you can create a folder. You using this make dirs, actually you can create multiple folders. I will show you it, but let's see, let's try to understand this. One is make dir single folder. If you want to create multiple folders, go with the loop. And if you want to remove a single folder, okay, so os.rm dir, that means remove directory. Okay, remove directory you are doing with meet AI2. Okay, that means AI2 will be from here, from this list AI2 got removed. Okay, and similarly if I want to remove the subfolder meet AI0, do we have this? I think this will give an error. Okay, we don't have this. Inside that we have something called as hello, right? Yeah, hello. Okay, so it has removed the AI0 hello inside this. Okay, so but can you use rmds with rmdir bolo is also working fine. Then you can just rename the folder. Okay, for example we are having meet is our folder name, right? Okay, if you want to rename it to hot, okay, you can rename. Okay, so if you go back, there is no meet, it's only hot. Okay, that is how you can rename. And that is one thing, few small things. And then if you want to just list out all the files in your current, this complete of what all you are seeing over here, right? If you want to see that, so these are the list of files or whatever you see, okay, which are present in a current location. Okay, so these are just small one line comments when you're writing, just in case if you want to know, if you want to create instantly, you can use this. Okay, uh, is this fine, guys? Are you able to understand that?
Fine, Santosh.
Okay, so as I said, rmdir will remove a one directory. Okay, so I was trying to show you this example, right? So rmdir, um, let me create a, okay, first let me rename it to back. Let me rename it to meet. Okay, so now rmdir, so inside this meet, what do I have? I have AI. Okay, so inside AI, inside AI what? AI0. Inside AI0, let me create data as a folder. Okay, now data got created. Okay, and using, if you want to delete, okay, if you want to delete, see, now inside this meet, sorry, inside this meet you have AI0. Inside this AI0 you have this data. If you want to delete only data, okay, only one innermost folder, okay, then you can use this. Okay, os.rmdir delete the directory, and if you paste this, okay, so now only data got deleted but AI0 is present. Agree, only data. So rmdir, so I was trying to show this. So dir means only single, only one directory. It will delete whatever the specific directory you have mentioned, it will delete that. Okay, so now if I will create again, okay, as you can observe, if I run this, it will delete only that data. Okay, now I'll create again. But if I use uh, remove dirs, okay, remove directories, and if I say this, okay, and if I say this, as you can see, the complete with the parent folder also got deleted. Okay, sorry, a0 is also got deleted. Okay, so for example, if I just quickly create a0, okay, and inside that, okay, one, okay, and in open, and here if I just create two, okay, so now what do I have? So I have a0 inside that one, okay, inside that two I have. Okay, now if I want to delete that, okay, a0 inside that one, inside that two. Okay, if I just do this, So now, as you can see, the complete AI0 is also deleted. Okay. Sorry, where? Yeah. So with AI0, whatever you have with along with AI0, everything got deleted, right? So, but if you want to delete only one particular folder, you can go for RMDIR. Okay, that's a difference. In DAR directories will tell you multiple, all the complete path will get deleted. Okay, but directory will delete only one particular location. Okay, so fine. So this sometimes you will get it handy, guys. Knowing this will be important. That's it. Okay, so after that I will just show you pickle. Okay, so pickling is one way of adding format, sorry, saving the data, guys. Okay, so this you will be seeing very much while you are learning machine learning. Okay, because as I said, whenever you why do we save the file? Okay, see, this is interesting. So whenever you develop a machine learning model, okay, you will do all data ingestion, processing, everything you will do, and completely finally you'll create a model, right? So this model is trained upon certain data, and you got a model. Now once this training is done, okay, if tomorrow today you have done this, and after 1 month if you want to use this, fine, you don't want to go through this process again, right? So you already got the model, so you need to save this model somewhere so that you can save it and just load it from there, so that whatever it has learned it, so that is readily available, correct? So, and this file, this model, it's not a text file, it's not some image file to store it simply. Okay, it will have some meta, it's called metadata, guys. So, okay, this is the terminology which we need to use. So it's some the whatever the it is understanding actually from the data which you are giving, right? So that will be stored in some form which is called as metadata, or sometimes they call it at weights, okay, which we'll be seeing while we study the machine learning. Okay, but that will be not a human readable format. Okay, so to store these type of objects or items, right, as an example models, so we use pickle. Okay, pickling. Okay, pickling, so that it is in at high level, just understand it is another way of saving, that's it. Okay, just like how you are saving .txt, .csv, or .img, this is also one way of saving the item. Okay, but here it will be in completely unreadable format. Okay, it will just go and be saved in some pickle. Usually we save it in .pkl, okay, extension. Okay, and you cannot directly view it and see it. Okay, and only if you unload back, it will come back into from pickle. If you unload back, it will be again coming back as a model. So this model will have all the information which is already learned. Okay, like before 1 month, whatever you have done, it will be already present. So because the reason is, if you don't save it, if your notebook crashes or if your notebook terminates, Jupyter notebook, everything will be gone. Okay, what all training you have done, that will you will lose it. Okay, so again you need to go through the training process. Fine. So to avoid that, once you get the model and once you are convinced that it is giving the best accuracy in the possible way, fine, you can just save the models. Okay, to saving model, you use pickle. Okay, that is the main purpose why we are studying the pickle, because to use it in the machine learning, what all you are reading and learning or practicing now, right? So you will see an application once we start learning stats or machine learning, or for that matter feature engineering or EDA. Okay, you will see over there, right? So the reason, but pickling, you can clearly see when we are, when I was building a machine learning model, I will show you how we are directly pickling the model and how we are loading the model and how it is having the retaining the information what all we have trained. Okay, but let's see, as of now, let's see some simple examples, right? So for example, usually we use .pkl. So okay, you can use this extension. Okay, for example, let's say import pickle. Yeah, how you can do the pickling is import pickle. And what, so now you can, let's say this is a dictionary. Okay, dictionary, right? So usually over here, right, so you can save in pickle format. Okay, so there are different ways how you can save a dictionary, right? So usually what happens, they work on something called as JSON, guys. Okay, in every company, almost every company, people work on a format called as JSON. Okay, I think JSON will be the most basic requirement once you start working, because as I said multiple times in our course, that there will be different teams, okay, in a project, and there will be constant data transfer that is happening between these teams. Okay, one team could be data collecting team, right? Second team could be a testing team. You could be in development team. Okay, third could be deployment team, correct? So practically I have seen that the data transfer will be in the form of JSON. Okay, so for example, we used to develop a model. Okay, when I used to work in a company, we used to develop a model. Okay, and we need to get it. So, and there is cloud. Okay, it was a AWS cloud. Okay, Amazon Web Services cloud. And uh, already there used to be one model. Okay, the same model, let's say for your simple understanding, there used to be a machine learning one model. Okay, which is already there. Now for the better accuracy with the latest data, so now every week or every month we receive new data. Okay, so what we'll do, we will, just a second, my mouse got stuck. Oh, just give me a second, please. Okay, so every uh, few days we used to get a new data, and we need to train the model on that data, right? So that's why, let's say we have trained the model on new data and we have generated the new model. And once you have generated the new model, okay, now what will happen, the model gets developed. Okay, and we need to pass the model to the deployment team. Okay, to pass the model is what? Okay, we will be understanding when we learn machine learning, but model is nothing but weights. Okay, it will inside that, if you see, it is just weights. Okay, so those weights you will be storing in the pickle format. Okay, so you will just pass the data in the form of a pickle format. Okay, yes. Okay, so you will be passing in the form of pickle format, and this guy will take it and upload to the cloud, which so that new ml1 will replace the old ml1. Okay, but this data transfer, it's happening, right? It will be just in the sorry, did I say pickle format? No, it was in the JSON format. Okay, sorry. So the data transfer which will be happening will be in the form of just JSON format. Okay, this guy will pass one JSON, this guy will pass one more JSON, I will pass a new JSON, which a new ml1. Okay, that he will just upload to the AWS. Okay, that gets uploaded. Okay, internally most of the time it will be happening in the JSON format. Okay, but JSON is what? JSON is just dict. If you are good with dict, it is almost similar to JSON. Okay, you can in one single line of command, you can just convert JSON to dict or dict to JSON. Okay, once you convert JSON to dict, fine. So already you know all the different Python methods for dict, we have already studied that, right? So that's the reason it is important to understand dict, so that you will be almost familiar with the JSON. Okay, now to save JSON or dict, okay, usually we pickle this. Okay, usually we do what? We do pickling. Okay, to save it and load it. Okay, so now I'll show you. See, we are having this dictionary. Okay, that's favorite color. So to save this, what I'm doing, pickle.dump. Okay, there are two things in pickle. One is to save, and second thing is to load. Okay, save and load, guys. Okay, simple. Pickling is very simple. Okay, don't worry. Save and load. To save, we use, that means what? Saving to the local, that means you are dumping, you use pickle.dump. Okay, what that dump means, what? It will go and save in some local file, local path, and from there, if you want to load it, just use load. Okay, that's simple. Okay, now for example, if I just go here and favorite, this is my dictionary, and if I want to save the dictionary, okay, directly you cannot save dictionary, right? Because dictionary is not any text file or image. Okay, so to save this dictionary, so that I want to use it later, what I'm doing, I'm just saying pickle.dump. Okay, pickle.dump, I want this dictionary, I want to save where. So I'm just opening in some file called as save.pkl. Okay, the pickle formation format extension, and I'm opening it in the write mode. Okay, so now this will write. Okay, so now if you go and see some save pkl, yeah, so save pkl. Okay, but as I said, this will not be in the human readable format. Okay, the dictionary is there, so that's one more importance of pickle. Okay, you cannot directly read that. Okay, so as you can see, it's a very simple matter, but still it will, what, it will just decode it, so it will be in some .pkl format. Okay, so now save pkl, so it is pickle. Okay, your dictionary is present in this save pkl. Okay, and now the way how you can load this is just simply pickle.load. See, pickle.load, and open the same file in the readable format. Okay, in your same thing. Okay, now I'm just reading it. Now if I just open, you can see the lion kitty. Okay, so this is how you can just Pickle.dump will save the file to the local, and from that local you can just pickle.load. Okay, two simple commands, nothing fancy. Fine. And same thing goes for some other example. Okay, so you're opening the text file. Okay, you're opening the text file, and the text file you are pickling, okay, using pickle.dump. Okay, and you are closing the file again, you're opening it in the read format and you're loading it. Okay, it will open the required data. Okay, so you can use it for different files. Okay, models, dictionaries, files. Okay, and in future you will see a lot of things. Okay, the only thing you can understand from here is pickle.dump and pickle.load, to load, save, and load back. Okay, so these are few concepts, guys. These are like general concepts, right? You will be using sometime while you're working. Okay, tell me, guys, are we good with these concepts? If you have any doubts or any clarifications, do you have, let me know. Hmm? Srisha, are we good? Okay, I hope we are good, right? Any doubts, Meghana?
No, sir.
Fine, guys. Okay, so that's regarding the file handling, I would say. So okay, basic operations of file handling. Okay, so fine. So but you will be, as I said, like once you start working, right? So then you will get good practice, like how we are exactly using. But while reading it, you might think that it's simple. Read lines, write lines. Okay, but while if you are using it on some example, you can get some interest. Okay, fine. So next my our concept is an interesting concept. Okay, it's called decorator. Okay, so so there are like few concepts, guys. See, decorator, iterator, generator. Okay, so these are not general concepts, these are advanced Python concepts. Okay, these are advanced Python concepts, and usually people don't learn this. Okay, even you can ask if anybody from your circle, if you have anyone learning Python or already learned Python. Okay, there are good chances that those people did not cover these concepts, like called as decorator or assertions. Okay, iterator, generator, decorator, assertions. Okay, these are like advanced Python concepts of which we don't usually use. Okay, but as we are learning Python, it's very good to know, because not sure, like sometimes they can ask in the interview. Okay, fine. So let's try to understand initially decorators, guys. Okay, let's try to understand decorators. Okay, now initially, like, just to give you a simple definition of decorator. So what is actually decoration, right? So adding something extra, right? So just if you take an example of us, so whenever we go to a function, okay, we just decorate ourselves, right? So what we are doing, what is already there, okay, what is already there, we are trying to improvise that. Agree, we are trying to enhance that, or we are giving one more way to look beauty, right? We are adding one more functionality in technical words, right? That is a simple meaning of decoration, right? So adding something to the already existing thing. Okay, similarly, same function, actually the function is matching, right? Yeah, so here also you have function. Okay, so let's say you have a function. What function? Python function. Okay, just how, if at all we are going to a wedding function. Okay, if at all we are going to a wedding function, we decorate ourselves, right? We decorate ourselves, correct? That means whatever we are already there, right, we want to add something new, correct? We want to add something new. Okay, so some decorative items. Okay, so it will just try to enhance, take to the next level. Okay, it is giving one more way, it is, we are creating one more path to the already existing beauty or anything, correct? Similarly here also same thing actually applies here. Interestingly, we have already functions in Python, we have seen, we have studied extensively Pythons. in function, right? Same function, sometimes what happens means you want to extend its functionality. Okay, just like how you are extending your beauty over here. Okay, beauty is already there. Okay, you are looking good, but still, if there is a function, that means if there is some waiting, if there is some event, okay, so you want to enhance that, you want to extend your beauty. Okay, that's why you will apply this, that, etc., etc. Similarly, here also, same example, here also in Python, in a function, okay, in Python function, sometimes you want to extend its functionality. Okay, whatever the function it is doing, that's fine, but I want something more from that function. Okay, in a specific scenario, I want this function should behave like this also. Okay, usually what function will do? Okay, see, let me put it over here. Okay, so just try to grasp that concept, guys. It's not that hard. Okay, see, you are having a function, you are giving input. Okay, you are giving input. Okay, it will give some output. Okay, but now just like how you are, let's say this is your face. Okay, just like how if you put some, let's say some makeup, how it will enhance your beauty. Same way, similarly, exactly in Python also, just if you put something called as decorative function, if you add something called as decorative function. Okay, now if you give input, because of this decorator, it will also provide some other output. Okay, we'll see that. Okay, it will try to enhance its functionality instead of simply giving input and simply passing the output which this function has. Okay, which what is the original functionality of this function. Okay, it will enhance when you use some decorator on this top of this function, it will enhance that functionality. Okay, just like how it will enhance when you apply something, how it will enhance your beauty. In the same way, when you apply a decorative function, okay, when you apply a decorative function to the existing function, it will try to enhance the functionality, whatever the function is actually doing. Without the decorator, with the use of decorator, it will do something more. Okay, without writing another function. Okay, now let's try to see this. Okay, that's a basic understanding, but don't worry, we'll see an example so that you will get good understanding. Okay, but now let's try to see here we have a function called as diff meet. Okay, we are having meet. Okay, or let me take for simplicity hero. Okay, hero is a function, guys, just follow here. Hero is a function, simple function, which will take one parameter argument. Okay, and it is printing what? Hello, name, happy, learning. Okay, or because hero is acting, right? So let me put as acting. Okay, fine. So hello, name, hello, acting. Okay, this is my function. Okay, just forget about this. Okay, forget about this. What it will do? Simple function. Now if I just say hero of Nag, yeah, hero of Nagarjuna, it is giving hello Nagarjuna, happy acting. Okay, if I say hero of Chiranjeevi, okay, is saying hello Chiranjeevi, happy acting. Simple function. Okay, but as I said, this is simple. Okay, this is you. But as I said, if you just apply something, you are becoming something else, right? Okay, you are enhancing your beauty. Similarly, here also on the top of this function, hero function, if you apply decorator function, its functionality will extend. That means it can also do something more. Okay, so that's why it's called decorator. That means you are decorating that function with some more additional functionality. Okay, you are extending its functionality. Okay, now see, if I add this. Okay, if I add this, what I'm doing, observe this. Define hero is my simple function. Okay, hero is my simple function, basic function, but I'm using at the rate decor. Okay, at the rate decor is the thing you need to notice here. I'm saying at the rate is the symbol, decor is a function. What function I'm using here? Decor is a function over here, so it will go to decor function. Okay, that means I'm saying, hey, add the functionality of this decor to my hero, because I'm decorating hero with what? With this decorate, this function, decor function. Okay, so that's why whatever the functionality you want to add to your function, actual function, you need to add that with an at the rate symbol. Okay, I'm saying on top of that your function, you need to write this. Okay, the syntax, let's try to understand. This is your actual function. this functionality you want to add. Okay, this is a decorator. Okay, this is a decorator. Okay, this is a decorator. To which function you want to decorate? My function, my hero is my function. This is a original function. Okay, original function. Okay, if you want to do decoration to this original function, obviously you should apply to it, right? So how you are applying at the rate, your decorator function is decor. You can give any name, okay, but I have given decor. Okay, decor is my decorative function, and I want to add this functionality. This functionality I want to add to my original function. My original function is hero. Okay, that's why you should write on your top of your original function. See, on the top of your original function, you need to add the decoration. How am I adding? See, on just on the top of it, I will add the decoration called as at the rate decor, so that the meaning of this is, it will just by writing this single line, it will understand, hey, to this hero function, along with this, add the functionality of decor. It will automatically do. We'll see. You don't need to do anything. You just need to, you are linking to functions actually. You're just bringing complete functionality of this decor to this with this single at the rate decor, so that this hero function will now have an extended functionality. Okay, it will just have an extended functionality. Okay, instead of writing all this, now hero can directly access all this. We will see this. Okay, so that's how, just by applying this decorative function, okay, or you can say just by applying this decoration, you are able to extend the functionality of my original function called as hero with the help of this decorative function called as decor. Okay, so now let's see what is happening over here. I'm saying I'm passing hero is my original function. I'm trying to extend the functionality. What does this external functionality is doing? External functionality is taking what? Okay, it is taking some parameter. As you can observe, this func, it is taking one parameter. Okay, but I'm not calling decor anywhere. That means normally a function gets triggered only when it is called, right? So if you remember from our functional classes, okay, even though you have declared a function, you have done all the thing, but if you, until or unless you call decor, until or unless you say decor, that will not get triggered. Correct? Only a function will be triggered only when it is called. Okay, but here we are not actually calling decor. How is the, sorry, what is the way to call a function? Decor and this braces, right? So this is how you call a function normally. Okay, see here how we are calling hero and the inside that. Okay, but you are not calling this. Still it will execute, because now this is a decorative function to another function. Okay, at the decor, now this is acting a decorative function. And the important point is, decoration function will trigger automatically when the actual function is executing. Okay, the actual function is hero, and since we are adding this function as a decorative function, okay, so when we trigger the actual function, automatically this will go and trigger its decorative function also. That means it will trigger this also. Okay, so that's the thing you need to notice here. Okay, fine. So now see what it is doing. Decorative function is once we trigger this gets triggered, and in internal what it is doing, it is first it is just returning something. Okay, if you understand the flow, inside this you have some function, inner function. Okay, but this inner function, we are not calling inner function directly. Where it is calling from its return statement. Okay, so first what it will do, after entering this, number 2 will not get triggered. Okay, because this is also function. Okay, and function will get triggered only when it is called. Where you are calling this inner function, you are calling it in the return statement. So that means what is the flow of this? From here it will go into decor function because of this decor symbol, and then from here it will first go into return statement, because this function is not yet called. In return you are calling this inner. Now from this inner it will go in, then it will be called, it will go here and it will check for the name. From where you are getting name, you are getting from the original function name. Okay, this will be automatically passed from original function to the decorative function, and with that name you are doing something. You are trying to give a new path based upon some functionality. Okay, so now let's see. So let's say I'm saying hello Chiranjeevi. Okay, that means it will give hello Chiranjeevi, happy acting. Okay, but now if I give any other name, okay, if I give any other name, okay, like Ravi Teja, it is saying hello Ravi Teja, happy acting. Okay, but if at all I give Nagarjuna, See what it is saying. It is saying it is not giving hello Nagarjuna happy acting. It is saying hello Nagarjuna, how is Akhil? Okay. So from where it is getting? It is getting from here. Okay. Did we call this function decor? No. Then how it is getting? Because of this decorator. So now the whole scenario, just to summarize here, is every time, okay, when you link a decorative function to original function, and when you're calling the original function, automatically the decorative function will also be called, and it will give its functionality. Whatever functionality you have written, it will automatically apply to this original function. Okay. And the variables, whatever you are using over here, the name which you are passing this, right, it will get automatically passed from the original function to the decorative function. Okay. And it will try to go through this functionality. This is the extension functionality, right? Why it is called extended? Now I think you will be able to understand, because usually this the functionality of this hero is what? Just print hello name happy acting. That's it, nothing more. But now we are able to use the functionality of another function also by just using one single line of command at the red decor. So we are extending in some cases, in specific case, when only if it is Nagarjuna, I want to print something separate. Okay. So you might think, sir, to do this, why we should do all this, right? So you can just put a condition over here and do this, right? That is in simple case, I agree. Okay. But in some, when you're writing like lots of functions, right, always try to visualize a big picture. Okay. When it is a small things, you can do it without writing anything. Okay. If you're writing like 10 to 20 lines of code, you don't need all these concepts. Okay. So if you're getting that doubt, always try to visualize big picture. In big picture, you will be writing hundreds of functions. Okay. You will be writing hundreds of functions. So instead of writing this command, instead of writing command inside every, you have hero, you have heroine. Okay. If you have like 2 3 functions, and everywhere if this particular thing is using, so instead of writing inside each function, okay, you can link as a decorator to all these functions. Okay. So you will see some extended functionality by seeing, you will see some examples, then you will understand. Okay. So now you are having this hello name. Okay. For everything it is giving, okay, for everything it is giving happy acting, happy acting. Okay. Just for Nagarjuna, right, I want to give a new path for this function. I want to add this function differently. Okay. So for that you can give Nagarjuna, so that for specific command, so it is going to give a different solution or answer. Correct. So this is the decorative function, guys, how you can use the decorative functions. Okay. So is this clear, guys? Is there any confusion? I'll show you a few more examples, but let me know, is this clear? Tell me if there are any doubts. Clearly, are you able to understand the concept, theory and the practical?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. But as you can observe, this is not a new thing, or this is not a completely out of the blue concept. Okay, this is simple. What we're doing, we are simply linking two functions. Agree? There is function one, there is function two. You want the functionality of function one to be used in the function two. This is not a new thing. We have already studied this. Okay. So now let's see how you can do the same, how you can achieve the same result with and without decorator. Okay. Then you will understand what this decorator is initially doing. Okay. It is just trying to give a shortcut, guys. At the rate decor, it's just trying to link between two functions. Okay. Instead of us doing. Okay. That's it. For example, if you see now you are having this defined decorator function. Okay. And you are having this at the rate decor. Okay. Now if I just comment out this, see, I'm not using decorator function. So now these two are not related now these two are not related directly. Correct. Now these two are not related directly. Okay. How? Because if I just give, if I use the same, okay, no, this hero is, if I give hero Nagarjuna, it is printing just hello Nagarjuna happy learning. Okay, hello Nagarjuna happy learning. Correct. So it is not using, this functionality is not yet extended. If it is extended, I should get how is Akhil. Okay. Now because I have commented this, the link between these two functions got disturbed. Right. So there is no relation between these two functions now. Okay, I'm just calling Nagarjuna. But if you see just at the rate decor, if I use, it is giving me how is Akhil. Okay. The moment when I put this at the rate decor, the functionality of this is getting added to this. Okay, that we have seen above. But now if you want to achieve the same thing if you want to achieve this result, but not using this, okay, using this, I will get how is a kill. But without using this also, that means without using the actual concept of decorator, I'm just comment this. How you can achieve this? It's simple. So we are just linking two functions, right? So what you can do, you can just do run this and okay, this is our hero, right? What we are doing, we are just passing one function to another function. That's it. So to this decor function, you can pass this hero function. Okay, that let me take that some decorator function. Okay, you can just pass this. Okay, now you are passing this hero function to decorator function. Okay, you are passing hero function decorator function, and to this function you can pass the variable. Okay, to this function you can pass the variable. Okay, to this decorator function, if you pass variable, see now you are getting Nagarjuna is okay. Okay, same thing. Actually, when you use dot at the rate decor, this is the thing which happens internally. Okay, just to give a shortcut, you can use this symbol. Otherwise, what you're passing this hero to the decor. Okay, you're passing this function to this function. Okay, and to this function, you are passing the to this function you are passing the variable. Okay, now when you pass the variable as Nagarjuna, right? So it will see the name. It will go into the so it will take to the hero. First it will see if it is not matching. Okay, I mean if it is the condition is not matching, it will print this. If it is matching, it will print that. Okay, for example, if I say Tom, okay, now Tom is learning. How? When you're passing a variable to this decor function, or decor function is what? It is a combination of decor and hero. Okay, that means it is passing this Tom is getting passed to hero. Okay, fine. So when it passed to hero, automatically decor will also get triggered, right? Decor will also get triggered, right? So only if it is Nagarjuna, it will enter the decor function. If it is not, it will just print this. Okay, this is the same thing which we have achieved using decor function. Okay, instead of writing all these things, you can simply use at the rate decor. Okay, if you simply use decor, so the functionality of this will get automatically extended to our function. Is this clear, guys? Simple decorator. So I cannot give you guarantee that you will be using this concept. Okay, but it's good to know. Just in case if you are giving an interview and if he's asking few questions, right? If you just say decorator, so you will get some added advantage, because usually people ignore this concept and they will not focus on this. Okay, but if you are having this in your skill set, that will be definitely an added advantage. Okay, so are you able to understand how we are achieving with and without decorator and functionality of decoration?
Yes, Santosh.
Okay, and and last thing is chain decorators. Okay, okay, last thing is chain decorator. That means instead of using one decorator, you can also use multiple decorators. Okay, for example, let's say I'm using a decor one. Okay, there is some function. Okay, and decor is one and decor one is one function. Okay, two different functionalities. I have these functionalities. Okay, functions. Okay, now my actual function is num. Okay, my actual function is just num. Okay, now on this top of this num, okay, on top of this num, I'm applying two functions. Okay, on top of this one, I'm applying two decorative functions, decor one and decor, two decorative functions. Okay, initially the first one gets executed, and after that it will go and execute the second one. The value of the value from num will be passed to decor, and the value from decor will be passed to decor one, and the value will be printed. Okay, now what's happening over here? What is the functionality of decor? Functionality of decor is whatever the value, see from num it will come into decor. Okay, why? Because now the first function is decor, right? So num will trigger this. Okay, when now to trick, that is fine, but to trigger num we need to call this. Okay, now I'm calling this. Now, the moment I call, it will trigger the first decorative function, which is decor. So it will go and go here. Okay, after that I said inside that you have this inner function, but this function is not yet called. That's why it will skip 10, 11, 12, and it will go to directly the moment it will enter, it will go into the return function 13. But in return it is saying inner. What is this inner? Inner is function. That means you are calling this function. Okay, so now it will go, it will return, it will try to return this function. Okay, this is a function inner, so it will go and over here, and inside that what you are having, okay, x is function. Now what is function? Whatever you are giving, function is what? Function is the input parameter of decor function. From where you are getting, you are getting it from the num. What is num? 7. That's why when you are passing it to over here, so okay, so it is taking 7 into this, x will be 7, 7 to the 14. Okay, now 14 is the value which this decor function is giving out. Okay, now that will be passed to where? That will be passed to decor 1. Okay, now this will go into decor 1. Same thing, it will trigger inner function, it will go here. Now x is 14. Now this is x into x, that means 14 into 14. Okay, 14 into 14. So that's why when you trigger this and when I run this, you will get 196, because 14 into 14 is 196. That's a simple loop, guys. I hope you understood. It's nothing fancy happening. Just passing the flow from one to other. That in other words, num is having only 7. Num is having only 7, but the value you got is 196. How simple? We have added some more functionality. The functionality of num is 0. That's why we did not write anything here. The functionality of num is completely 0. It is not doing anything, but still you are getting some new value, because what? You are trying to add some functionality. You are trying to add some functionality. Okay, now you can try to visualize, like when you're actually writing code. So if you have like multiple functions, okay, so you can use like chain decorators, okay, or you can use like different functions, okay, according to your requirement to your simple function extending functionalities. Okay, so here simply, that's why I'm just passing some value here. It is just multiplying that value with 2, and that value it is automatically passing. You're not doing anything. It will automatically trigger this ticker. It will go trigger this ticker 1, and it is giving 7. Okay, so now for example, if I, yeah, so here if I was passing the 10, so obviously you'll get 10 into 10 get passed here to 2 10s are 20, and 20 into 20 400. Okay, this is how you can extend the functionality. Okay, you can create multiple decors. Okay, you can say decor 3 like that. You can add, it's a chain decoration. Okay, fine. So that's all about the decorator, guys. Okay, it's a simple concept but important concept. Okay, knowing it will always be additional functionality. Okay, so nothing fancy, as I'm just repeating. Just remember the function add, adding decorator, extend functionality. That's it. Okay, decorator function will just extend the functionality. So just visualize, you're having a simple function. In some specific scenario, you want that function to behave somewhat differently. Okay, so instead of writing simple if else statement inside your own function, okay, you can just use the already existing functionality of some other function, and you can just link these two. Okay, you can just marry these two functions using this simple @decor function. Okay, and all the functionality will get extended, and you can write any function over here. Okay, if it is normal, that means as long as this condition whatever you are trying to give, right, that is not getting matched, your simple functionality will be executing. But in that specific scenario, the way how your hero is behaving will be different. Okay, it is giving you some other output. Okay, so this is the use case which you can try to use decorator. Okay, so and as I've already shown, decorator is not a new concept. Okay, you are just linking two functions. Without using decorator also you can directly do that. Okay, with using decorator you can simply use it with one single word. Okay, and you can also extend decorators to multiple levels. Okay, fine. So that's all about decorators, nothing much over here. Fine. So yeah, tomorrow we will be seeing something called as iterator. Okay, and assertions. Okay, iterator and assertions we'll be trying to start. And if you have time, right, so this week only we will start one day for stats. Okay, on Saturday I think we can comfortably start with stats. We'll have a very good demo on Saturday, so that we will have full-fledged videos on from Monday. Okay, so stats I'm saying, right, guys. So as I said, see, Megan and Sirisha, I think they have already come across some or most of the concepts which you have discussed. Okay, I think I hope we have discussed somewhat more depth than what you guys have covered in your college. Okay, but since you might have already come across few of the concepts, and Karthik also might have come across these concepts. Okay, that's why you might be okay having an impression that you already know. But coming to stats, right? So stats, I don't think, even though guys you have you college guys have covered, okay, this in your college, but I can give you guarantee that we are going to cover it in good way. Okay, in good depth we are going to cover, and you will have a better understanding, because stats is not that simple to understand. And I'm just giving you, you can take it as a warning or a alert. Okay, but because stats will be a bit new, and okay, it will take some focus and attention from your side also to understand. Okay, it's not like very easy to understand concepts, not all, few concepts. Fine. So, but that will be interesting. But stats is very, very important, guys. So, because I'm telling you, if you want to settle in data science as a data scientist or data analyst or machine learning engineer or any of these areas, don't ignore stats. Okay. So that's a mistake I made. So initially I ignored stats, but later I understood its importance and came back and studied stats multiple times. So for you guys also, I'm telling you right away. So you completely get fixed in your mind that you need to understand stats, because it's internally everything, it's stats internal what we're doing. Okay, but don't get worried about, because we don't study stats, right? We think stats is completely different path. Okay, we are into technical stuff, we are into science, extra maths, right? But stats, it's not that what all stats we are seeing, it's not that. So we are going to study what all it is required for the data science, and I'll try to make it as easy as possible. Okay, don't worry. Okay, but be prepared for stats from next week. I'm just giving a disclaimer. Okay, but this week we'll try to cover a few more concepts on Python, and I think we should be good to go. Okay. Are we good, guys? Any concerns, any clarifications? Today, I think almost everybody is on mute. You're not sleeping, right?
Fine.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Sounds good. That's all. So I think we have already covered the core Python, what all that is required, right? So I've got, yeah, and yeah, I've shared the oops with you guys, right? So because we not cover oops, I agree that extensively in class, because I've covered the what all basic concept, because covering the complete oops itself will take like good amount of time, because the concept which you have seen, right? So if you go into depth, it will take good amount of time. But however, just in case if you want to cover oops specifically, you can just let me know. We will take few classes extensively for that. But the notes I have, which I have shared, right? So that should be more than enough. So go through that. It's completely in detail. It will, right, start from basic zero level to the hero level, right? So if you're having any doubts in that, you can just get clarified with me. Fine. Is that fine, guys? Sirisha, is that fine? Sirisha will always unmute. She'll say something which will not listen. She'll again mute. Fine. Okay. So that's all for today. Let's meet tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye.